Hi guys, it's Rain. I just want to share my experience of when I moved to Austin. So this was let me see, 2022, I believe. So I moved to Austin with my dad and I had a bunch of stuff with me. We were living in an apartment and it was upstairs. I remember I had carried all my stuff in one go out of the car, all the way up the stairs of the apartment, and it was like one of the biggest mistakes of my life because all this stuff put weight on me, and I was just sore. I was like completely sore, and I was like in tears and stuff, and I could not do anything. And my dad convinced his boss to have me work with him at his warehouse or at the warehouse, and I was like I'm like so sore I can't. So I took like 2 days off and then I went and I helped and I got paid and it was all good there. That the warehouse, that was like my first job, but I did not like how um it was kind of isolated. Like nobody really came and it was like after the pandemic, so like we didn't really get any visitors and basically it was rough. It was rough. And then like one of the coworkers also, he was really rude and it was kind of rough dealing with him. But the best thing about it was that I was really into Pokemon at the time and I was really into lunch because lunchtime was around 11 and my dad and I would go get taco palenque and the taco palenques always came out so good. I would like just like I would just unwrap my taco and then like eat it and then it always just hit the spot. I was always finding myself going and I was like yes, yes. But anyways, my Pokemon were great. So yeah, moving on. I found a job really quickly at JCPenney and I went to go work and it was phenomenal, honestly. I had like the best manager, the music was great, everyone was nice. I think maybe the time schedule was really bad. But other than that, it was good. My time there at JCPenney, I was working as a cashier and I remember I had like a dream 2 days before that some woman came in and was like stealing or something. And then like 2 days after this lady came in, she was acting all suspicious and she was like buying a bunch of stuff. And I was just like, oh, let me help you. And I kept asking her questions and questions and questions because that's the person I am. And my coworker caught on how suspicious she was being and how uncomfortable she was being. So she came over and she started helping me, and that discouraged the customer. So she ended up just leaving. And so that just told us that she was gonna steal. So moving on, the I remember, I remember there was this. Okay, should I talk about the people that I treasure from there? Like the conversations that I remember. Like I remember I would wear a mask a lot because I was so insecure of my face, and so I was what's it called? So I was insecure of my face, and this older lady came in. She's like, "I can't hear you, I can't hear you, I can't hear you," and I was like, I pulled my mask down. I was like, I was just saying like you're so sweet and I know. And she said, oh, okay, you don't need to wear a mask. You're fine. And I was like, oh, stop. But yeah, that was one of my favorite interactions. Another one that I think about is this guy, older man. He seemed like he's been there in Austin like the majority of his life. He basically. Oh, he and my other coworkers, by the way, these coworkers, I honestly, I think they're all amazing, except for one. One is iffy. But they worked at Sephora and they really wanted me to work with them at Sephora. But they were all black girls and I was like, period. Like I remember like they would tell me like they would get customers all the time saying like all black girls for Sephora, like let's go, like slay. That's a representation. I don't know what. And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyways, one of the girls was talking to this guy, and he's like, Lizzo, who is this black chick? Who is this chick? And they were like, oh, it's Lizzo. And he's like, oh, she's so fine. She's so fine. I was like, she is. But yeah, so Moving on. And the reason why I say the majority of Sephora is because one girl was super caring. She took care of me. The other girl, I would feed her like every day Pop Tarts, and towards the end, unfortunately, a scuffle happened where she claimed I touched her zipper on her pants, but I for sure did not touch her zipper. I pointed at her zipper and I was like, "Your zipper's down." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And then like she came at me, I don't know, out of nowhere, saying like I touched your zipper and that was really rude and I don't know what. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't touch your zipper. So anyways, that we had a falling out after that, which was disappointing because I took care of her every day. So but anyways, then the other girl, I love her. I feel like I had a dream where she said, I don't know why, but it feels like we're meant to be friends. I don't know what. I think I was supposed to stay in Austin longer, but we separated, unfortunately, and I don't know what happened, but I had an opportunity of a lifetime to go on a boat, but I didn't go because I didn't have a bathing suit. But I honestly should have gone, but oh well. I was afraid of judgment. So, um, anyways, moving on. So in JCPenney, also the manager was great. I love how I would say hello, right? And he caught on, and he would say hello back to me, and I was like, oh, you're so sweet. I miss him, but I'm afraid to work back there because I did leave like in a rush. So yeah, but because I was moving back home. But yeah, who else was there? There was this beautiful lady with like grayish hair, and I think she was, man, I don't know if she was from Europe or not, but she was so sweet. She's like if you need anything, we'll help you, like we'll take care of you, like don't worry. And I was like, oh, okay. And I loved how she was so beautiful that she'd get guys calling her all the time. She's like, oh, like these guys don't listen, and I don't know what. And um, yeah, she was amazing. Um, who else? Um, who else was there? Oh, there was this girl there was this lady that was a little bit on the meaner side. She's a person that you get used to over time, but she made me feel discouraged. She made me feel like I should already know my stuff, but I didn't. Like it takes me a while to like know where everything is, especially because everything's scattered. So I'm just like I don't know where anything is, and since I was closing, I take longer, and since I was new, I would take even longer. So she made it rough for me. There was this other girl that was pregnant and she was having kids, and she was cool. She was cool. Um, who else? Um, I always felt like that place was magical. I really miss it. Um, what else? Hmm. I remember there was a lot of great songs. They would play K-pop and everything, and it was amazing. Oh, there was this moment, one day, when it was like rush hour. We were all like working fast, and all of a sudden, someone came in and swooped up a bunch of jeans and took off with them. And the lady that was working there, she was like he just took off. He just took off. And then there was this other day where I apparently caught someone stealing or something, but I heard these two customers talking, saying that they're gonna steal, I don't know what, and I was like, okay, well, I can hear you, and I ended up reporting it just to keep an eye out on them, and then what ended up happening was that someone outside broke into someone's car, and stole their stuff, and I was like, oh, that is like terrible, like, and I felt really bad. Oh, and then there was this girl there. Her name is Kaylee. I miss you, Kaylee. If you see this video, I miss you. So Kaylee, she was so nice to me. I remember when I went there, she attended me, and then I actually ended up working there. And yeah, I miss her. She's cool. She had a little toy frog with the crown on it, so that was cool. Um, and there was Denise, but I didn't really interact with her since she was morning shift. But yeah, I believe those are all the people that I talked to. At the lunch break, I was always by myself, or if not in Sephora. I would usually skip my meals. I think a major problem with me when I moved to Austin was that I wasn't eating enough, so my heart was like feeling like low. Um, but I was losing like weight, which wasn't a good thing because I wasn't doing it right. But yeah. Another thing was that I was getting paid really well at JCPenney. I was like making $15 an hour, and I was like literally like period. And then I would take the Uber, so everything was just easy. Um, and I remember one day my dad like left somewhere else, and I was by myself in the apartment, and I was like, you know what, I'm getting invited to go to Rain by some random guy that I met at JCPenney. I want to go because everyone's been recommending me to go to Rain. I don't know if you guys don't know, Rain is a club downtown in Austin. Really a fine club, really beautiful. Um, so I took a trip to Rain, and while I was going to the club Rain, it started raining, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's meant to be." Um, and then I got there to Rain. I went inside the club. I what did I do? Oh yeah, I saw a drag queen there, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the first time I see a drag queen." And I was like trying to talk to her, but she couldn't hear me, and I couldn't hear her, and then she just stamped me. I was like, Rain. Okay. So yeah. And then I went to the dance floor. Everything was cool. Everybody was dancing. I was alone. I was literally standing. I was like, well, I have nothing to do. So I'm just gonna go to the table and sit down with these random people. So I sat down, but apparently I sat down kind of like regal, and I got the attention of one of the guys there, and um, he was like, what did he say? Oh, he said, "Oh, work," and I was like, "Stop it." And I remember I had my cards there to do tarot. I was like, "Yes." And there was this guy across from the table that I thought was super cute. He was like blonde, and he had like a button-up shirt with like palm prints on it, and this what's it called? Yeah, and all these other guys, there was other guys there, but yeah. And then I did a tarot reading for two of them, but it came back at me to tell me something, and then the other one was kind of like nothing. And then they all kind of just left without inviting me, which is not a problem, honestly. I have nothing to do with them. But they went to go do stuff in other clubs, and I was like, well. So then I went to the dance floor, and I was by myself, and then my friend finally got there, friend for a day. And we were dancing and all, everything's okay. And yeah, and like, I don't know. Okay, well, I'm just gonna say that there was dancers, but I don't know. They gave me money, and I was like, I'm not doing anything with them. I'm too modest. So yeah. So yeah. I don't. They said that there was one that was super cute, but I don't remember him. But yeah. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, no, that's all I remember from the club run. Oh no, actually, then it was time for closing, right? And I left the club, and I remember it was raining even harder, and it was like so beautiful. It was like I will never forget that moment. But I literally paid. I could have shared my ride, but I didn't know how. But I didn't also fiddle with it, the phone. So I ended up paying $100 just to like go to no, back to my apartment. And I was like, wah, wah. But yeah. So that was that. And basically, I got home, and I treasure the memory ever since. But yeah, I haven't been to the club since, but yeah. But anyways, thank you for hearing me ramble about the story of me being in Austin. I eventually got kicked out. I feel like, okay, so before I go, I just want to say like everything was great, and then like I just said I felt like the universe just like kicked me out of Austin, and I went back home, which was probably like the worst thing that could have happened. So yeah, but anyways, that was all. Fare thee well. Bye.